Once upon a Zen time, a great master was teaching, and each day they would see there was this old man sitting in the back of the temple listening, and by the time the monks had dispersed, he was gone. Then one day, the monks dispersed, and the master saw he was there, and he went up to him and said, "Who are you?" One of the great questions that we are all asked and we are asking of ourselves. Who am I? He said, "Who are you?" And the man said, "I am not a human being. Long ago, long ago, I was the master of this very monastery, and one of my students came to me and said, 'Is the enlightened person beyond the law of karma? Is the enlightened person beyond the law of cause and effect?' And I answered, 'Yes.' And because of that answer, I have been born for 500 rebirths in the body of a fox. Please say a good word to answer this question and to free me from this cycle of fox life." And the master said, "Ask me the question." Okay, is the enlightened person beyond the law of karma? Is the enlightened person beyond the law of cause and effect? And the master said, the enlightened person is one with the law of karma, one with the law of cause and effect. And at that moment, the old man said, "Ah." He saw, he felt, he knew he had the opening and said, "Thank you. I'm now free from this pattern. Please go to the other side of the mountain tonight and you will find my body and perform, please, the ceremony, the funeral for a monk." Well, at dinner before the evening talk, the master spoke to the community and said, "Prepare yourself for conducting a funeral for a monk, a dead monk." They all looked around at each other. It's like, nobody looked particularly sick. Does he know something we don't know? Oh my God, is it me? That's another question we wonder about. Is it me? Is it me? Is it happening to me? After the talk, the master went out of the monastery gate. They followed, and on the other side of the mountain, at the bottom of a rock, with his staff, he dug in and they unearthed, removed the body of a dead fox, and together performed the funeral ceremony for a monk. Is the enlightened one beyond the law of cause and effect? Is the enlightened one free from the law of karma? Of course, most of us are drawn to the path of practice, to the path of awakening, because we do want to get beyond our karma, beyond the predicament. We want to go beyond it. We want to be free of that particular pattern that we find ourselves knotted up in, tangled up in. And that brings us to the path, which is the grace of that pattern. That included in the pattern of that struggle is this impulse to be free. But like Einstein said, you cannot solve a problem at the level of consciousness that is generating and sustaining that very problem. So we come to the path wanting to get rid of something, to be free of something, which is a form of subtle or not so subtle aversion. And when we practice from that stance, when we practice from that perspective, we're always checking, am I free of it yet? Is it gone yet? Has it gone? Is the boogeyman gone yet? Is the terrible thing gone? Is that emotional reactivity gone? We're checking, which is to say we're still ensconced, as it were. We're still taking our seat from the perspective of this thing that I don't want anymore. We're already one with life. We're already one with life. When we're in the body of a fox, the fox is a symbol of a Mercury symbol, the Mercury chakra, the throat center, where the mind spins and tries to use thought to free itself from thought, use teachings to free itself from teachings, use understanding to free itself from understanding. It's that thought at the level of thought. We need to go beyond that. We need to break free from that. To return to the sun center, to return, as it were, to the source of being, to return to the radiance. And this is what meditation does. This is what meditation practice allows us to do. It allows us to gradually or swiftly, release our fixation on thought patternings and release our emotional commitment to an identity of incompleteness in order to open and receive the radiance that is ever present. In that receptivity, in that openness, the body-mind is infused with blessing, one of which is the recognition that freedom doesn't come by pushing away life, but by recognizing all life is sacred. All life is dancing together. In the manifested side of the street, all life is dancing together in a waltz, in a pirouette, in a beautiful symphony of cause and effect, which means that whatever you dream, consciously, semi-consciously, or unconsciously, whatever dream you dream, will eventually, in time, arise because of the causes and conditions that you set in motion. But who is the dreamer? Who is the dreamer who is dreaming these dreams? That dreamer is not separate from life. You are not separate from life. Everything that is arising, it is not to free you from life, free you from the laws of cause and effect, free you from karma, but to wake you up to that creative, generative presence that you are, so that with wisdom you might bless your life and all that you meet, inwardly, outwardly, above, below, to the left and to the right. Life itself is the sacred mandala that is supporting your awakening and inviting your blessing. Don't be a fox. Bless the fox.